Acha ji, so this is going to be the solution to your exercise 6. It says using a suitable database package, import the file n122cars.csv, assign the following data types to the fields. First of all, we open up Access and proceed with the import process. So this is the solution to Access EX6. Create database, we close the blank table, we go to external data, new data from file, text file, browse, N122 cars, we click on OK, it is detected as delimited, we click on next. The first row is containing the field names. Next, over here we are to assign the data types. So it says VIN is text, model text, power, engine size, all of them are text. So this is short text, short text, short text, short text. Price is currency. So we click on price and we change it to currency. The color is text, discount applied is integer. So when it says integer, it is always long integer. Then we have location as date. The date sold is date format, which is date with time. Salesperson is short text, and then sold is boolean, which means yes or no. Click on next. We do have to make sure that you use these field names. The VIN is the vehicle identification number, and each car will have a different VIN. So VIN is basically unique. It can be set as the identifier. It is up to you whether you want to set this as the primary key or not. So I will go with no primary key because I'm not dealing with a relational database. We click on next and we specify the name for our tables, which is cars. Double click on it once imported and make sure it's in the correct format. As you can see, the sold is appearing in checkboxes and the currency is basically in pounds with 2 decimal places. So we are set to, it's not specified which currency symbol to use. So we'll leave it on default. Okay, regarding the sold, I will just select this. On the top, I've got table fields. So I've got table fields. Once I select the column, I can select table fields. Over here under the format, I can select yes or no. If it does not have an impact, that means I need to make changes to my lookup. So I will go to my design view. Over here, I will click on the lookup tab, and from the display control, I will choose the text box. Come back to your datasheet view and still appears to be a checkbox. So if you have done the format to yes no and you also have changed it to text box, it does not change to a text box, actually still remains in the checkboxes, then you are to ignore it. So save a screenshot showing the field names and data types. Place a copy of the screenshot in your evidence file. So what we do is we go to design view. Over here, we are going to take a screenshot of the table name, the field names and the data types. Once a screenshot is taken, for instance, if this is your evidence document, you have to paste your screenshot and also caption it. So field names and data types as per the requirement. Done. Next, find the following 3 records for cars in Paris which have now been sold. Okay, so need to find these records. Update the records for these cars by entering the following data into the discount applied, date sold, salesperson, sold field. So we are to find these records and update their records in only these fields. Do you get the requirement? We have to find them. They are already added. We are not supposed to add these records. They are already there. We are to edit them. So I'll come back to my database. I come back to my datasheet view, and over here under the VIN, I'll drop this down, go to my text filter and click on equals. So what VIN am I looking for? The VIN are stated in the paper. So it's 377C154230003. So 377C154230003. So this is the record. And now we are going to edit this. Discount applied is 10. Discount applied is 10. Date sold is 06/05/2012. So we're going to type in 06/05/2012. And here is basically the salesperson, and this car is being sold, so we mark it sold. Once this is updated, we are going to look for the next record. So drop it down, go to text filter again, we click on equals, specify 377C1542315423010. So we are to look for this record. Discount applied is 10. Date sold is 08/05/2012. Salesperson is the same and it is sold. Once this is done, we're going to clear the filter. And then we go to text filter again, find the last record. The last record is 012. So I'm just going to change it 012 and click on OK. Record found. Discount applied again is 10. Date sold is 09/05/2012. Salesperson is still the same. And then this is sold. After updating these records, it says check your data entry for error. So whenever you do it, you need to visually check whether you have entered the data correctly or not. Moving on, produce a report. So we have to close the table, save our changes, go to create, and straight away click on the query design, add our table, resize so that all the fields are visible, and then adding all the fields in the runtime environment. Now, this is your starting point. Now, the first point says show only the records where the model is micro SE. So we find model. The criteria is micro SE. Once you apply the criteria, so there's a change in your data, you click on run to apply it and make sure that it applies to your data. Next is that the car has not been sold. So the sold field, the criteria is going to be no, because it is yes or no. It's a Boolean field. You click on run, making sure that all the sold are unchecked. This one is basically for the new record. It's not a part of your data. So the remaining are not checked. Then we move on, show only the fields VIN, model, power, engine size, price, color, location, and sold with their labels in full. So this is basically not only the fields required, but also the order. So we need VIN, model, power, engine size, price, power, engine size, price, then we need color, location, and sold. Color, location, and sold. So the ones which are not required, I've unchecked them. We need VIN, model, power, engine size, price, color, location, sold. Fits on a single page wide will be done later. Orientation will be done later. Sort the data into ascending order of location. This we can do. So we head over to our location, and in front of the sort, we are going to change it to ascending. Click on run to apply it. Also visually check whether it's appearing in ascending order or not. Next up, calculate the total number of micro SE cars for sale. So we are supposed to count these cars. This will also be done after the report is made. So we're going to deal with it later. Has the label hybrid power cars for the total. So this is going to be the label next to it. Include the heading list of micro SE cars in stock at the top of the report. Your name, center number at the top of each page. Each page means your name should be in the page header. Okay, so we are done with the query. We're going to close it. It says us that you need to save your query. We're going to click on yes. And the name of the query is going to be list of micro SE cars in stock. That's the name of my report, and that's the name of my query as well. So we click on it. We click on create. We go to report wizard, add our fields, click on next. There's no grouping required. We click on next. Sorting is already done. Click on next. The orientation needs to be landscape. It should be one page wide. So this is checked. We click on next. This is the title of my report, and we click on finish. Once the report is generated, the very first thing that you need to do is reposition all the labels and data, making sure everything is visible. So for that, we go to our layout view. We select the whole column, resize it, resize this. Price. Once this is done, we are going to deal with the rest of the points. Calculate the total number of micro SE cars for sale. So you can pick any column. Since you are to count the number of records, you can pick any column and you can perform the count. So I will select the color data, come down to report layout design, head over to my Sigma totals, drop it down and click on count records. Once I click on it, I will get to see the count at the bottom of the column. Like this. Then we need to have the label hybrid power cars for the total. So we head over to our design view. Over here, we can see in the report footer, we have the count applied. You can see the function applied, count all the records. We have to place a label next to it. So we go into report design, we click on the label and we draw the label box. The label needs to be hybrid power cars. So hybrid power cars. Name, center number, candidate number at the top of each page. That means it needs to be a part of not the report header, but the page header. And since you can see there is no space in the page header, what we're going to do is we're going to make some space at the top of the page header. How? We're going to drag this section a bit down, make some space, then make a selection of all the labels You just need to draw a selection box like this, cover all the labels. Once they are selected, use the arrow keys to shift them a bit down. Once this is done, you have space at the top. So I'm going to create a label, place it over here, and we're going to type in our credentials. Once this is done, for this label that we added, hybrid power cars, and the credentials that we added, we are going to reposition them and resize them in the layout view. One, go to format. I'm just going to make them bold so that they're prominent, easy to read. This was the solution to your first report. Once your report is done, you just click on close, make sure that you save your changes. Now, the next report. You have to create another report. So for that, you are going to create another query. So we go to create, we click on query design and add our table. Once the table is added, we are going to add all our fields to the runtime environment. This is your starting point. Now the first point says contains a new field called discount value, which is calculated runtime. In this field, you will multiply the price by the discount applied divided by 100. So the operation, always focus on the operation. Do not focus on putting in the syntax yourself. You might make a mistake. So just focus on the operation, the arithmetic operation. Arithmetic operation is price multiplied by the discount applied divided by 100. So we are going to apply it in front of the field in the blank column. We're going to type in price multiplied by discount applied. Now discount applied is basically with an underscore. So make sure that you put an underscore, discount underscore applied. Now this whole needs to be divided by 100. So we are going to put this in round brackets. And then we are going to divide this whole or the answer of this by 100. Once you're done with the arithmetic operation, just press enter. The correct syntax elements will automatically be added. The EXPR1 needs to be discount applied. I think it's underscore. Discount value. It's not applied, discount value. So you're going to make changes. Okay, next up, this is done. Has the field discount value formatted as currency? So we're going to click on run. We do not have it in currency. As you can see, this is only numbers. So we come back to our design view. We right click over here. We select properties. The property sheet will open. The format needs to be currency. The decimal places needs to be 2. Click on run and see whether the changes are applied. Yes, they are. So now the price and the discount value both are in the same unit. Next, page orientation portrait will be done later. Show only the record where the sold is yes. So sold criteria is yes. Apply the criteria, run it, make sure that it applies to all your data, and then come back to your design view. Next, sales were made after the end of the year 2011. After the end. The year ends on the 31st December 2011. So we have to apply it against date sold. Date sold is you are to view the cars which are sold after the 2011. After 2011 means 31/12/2011. This is going to be just this date, right? If I click on run, I do not have any record. Why? Because I just typed out the date. It needs to be after that. After means greater than this date. So I will type in greater than 31/12/2011. Once you apply this, this means that the date sold is going to be greater than this date. Click on run, and these are the data, or these are the cars which are sold after 2011. Then, and the salesperson is this. Okay, so as you can see, there are multiple salespeople, but we are only looking for the cars which are being sold by this person. Come back under the salesperson, we're going to put this as our criteria. Click on run to check whether it's applied. Yes, all the dates are after 2011. They are sold, and the salesperson is Algier. Show only the fields salesperson, model, price, discount applied, date sold, discount value, and sold. This is not only the fields that are required, but also the order. So we need salesperson, model, price. Look at this. Salesperson needs to be first. So we will select this. Select the column. How do you select it? You come on top where you get to see the gray bar. It will change, the icon or the pointer will change into a small black arrow. Once it does, you select on it. That will select the the column, and then drag it, make it appear at the very first column. So salesperson, we need model, price, discount applied. Model, price, then we need discount applied. Then date sold, discount value sold. Date sold, discount value, and sold. Okay. So the rest of the fields, they are not required. You can uncheck them or you can delete them altogether, because why? I have not applied any criteria onto these columns. So I can also remove them. It does not have any impact. Click on run. This is the data that we need for our second report. Next up, sorted into ascending order of date sold. Date sold, ascending order. Calculate the total value of discounts given by Algier and place this value below the discount value column. So this will be done later. Total value to be formatted as currency. Include a label. Include the report title, which is the sales discount for Algier. Your name, center number, candidate by the left at the bottom of the report. Now we are done with the query. So we're going to close it. Save the changes. Save the query by the name of the report. Name of the report is sales discounts for Algier. We select this, sales discounts. Okay, so we select this, we go to create, we click on report wizard. Now we follow through the report process. All the fields are required from this query. Make sure that the right query is selected over here. This is sales discount for Algier. Select all fields. Click on next. No grouping is required. Ascending, descending, done. The orientation needs to be portrait. It needs to fit on one page wide. We click on next and finish. Report generated. Make sure all the data is fully visible. I can see that some labels are not fully visible. Close the print preview. Straight away go to your layout view. Salesperson, resize and reposition if needed. Salesperson, then we have model. Then we need price. Discount applied. The label is not fully visible. This is applied. Then date sold, label not fully visible. Select and resize. We're done with the repositioning of data. Everything is fully visible. So we are done with this point. 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 We are done with this. We're done with this. Calculate the total value of discounts given by Algier. Place this value below the discount value column. By staying in the layout view, we are clicking on the discount value column, the values. We go on to report layout design, sigma totals, and we are going to click on sum. So this is the total discount applied by the salesperson. This is done. Value to be formatted as currency. This is already appearing as currency. You can see that already appearing in currency. If not, you can right click on it, go to properties, change the format and the decimal places. Next is label. Discounts given. We have to place a label. For that, we are going to go to our report layout design. Then we go to design view. Over here, you can see that the sum is applied over here. So we click on the section, report design, click on the label, and we're going to draw a label box. Discounts given. Layout, resize, come back to the format. I'm going to select the total and the discount values, change it to bold so that they are easily readable. Name, number, center number, candidate of the on the left at the bottom of the report. So this needs to be in the report footer. So we go back to our design view. This is my report footer, right? Over here on the left hand side, I'm going to add a label. We're going to add our credentials. Once applied, I will select this, go to format, and also set it to bold. Come back to your layout view so that if you want to reposition your label, you can do it. This point is done. We're done with the report. The total should be 13,275. That's the correct total. So we click on close and we save our changes. Second report done. Moving on. We are to build a report which can be in a form to be imported into another document. That means once we build the report, or let's say the query, we are to export it in a format which can be opened up into a document production application, which is Microsoft Word. So we are to export this in Microsoft Word. What do we have to do? We have to find only the micro eco cars that have been sold in Madrid. So this is basically an extract. We are going to go to create, we click on query design, and we add our table. Now notice, I will only add those fields which are going to be required. We have to find micro eco cars. Micro eco cars may be in the model. If we click on run, we need micro eco, right? So this will be my criteria. Come back to my design view. Under the criteria, I'm going to put in micro eco, click on run, making sure all of them are micro eco. Now, have been sold in Madrid. So location, I'm going to add, and this needs to be Madrid. Come back, design view, the criteria becomes Madrid. So we click on run, microeco cars in Madrid. Have been sold. That means sold needs to be added. If we click on run, there are a couple of records which are not sold. So we are only looking for those microeco cars in Madrid which are sold. So come back, and sold is going to be yes. Click on run. All of them sold in Madrid, and the model is microeco. So all the criteria is applied. Next, have been sold in Madrid. Using this selection, produce a new report which shows only the salesperson, model, and price. Okay, so we need the salesperson, model we already have, reposition, and the price. Okay, so we don't need location, we don't need sold. This is what we need. We need only the salesperson, model, and price. Fine. Next, calculate the total value of these sales for each salesperson. Count the number of these cars sold by each salesperson. So this is what a summary report. We are to find the value of sales for each salesperson, and we also have to find the number of cars which are sold by each salesperson. Fine. Look at this. If I just put this in ascending order, what they want is Leon sold 3 cars in Madrid. Model is microeco. Each car is basically sold for 13,000. So actually, what's the total value? It's 39,000. So we have to make a total of the price and how many cars did he sell or did he sell. So in order to do this, we are going to click on totals in the query design. That will allow us to group our total. As you can see over here, this is total. So we want to group the price by sum. You got this? Huh? Click on run. Leon sold 3 cars, each for 13,000. When we applied the group, it will group the data. So the grouping is based on getting a total for that price. So 13,000 plus 13,000 plus 13,000 is 39,000. So Leon sold 3 cars, we know that because there were 3 records, and the price was 39,000. But what about the number of cars? How do we get to know that? What I'm going to do is I will, let's say, add model again. What will that have? Microeco in it. This is also model. This is also model. What I'll do is I will apply count on the model. Group the total by count. So we click on run. You can see the model is microeco. The price is this, and you can see Leon sold 3 because we have to count the number of records. Did you get this? Huh? Okay. Now this is the form in which they want us to make the report, which can be sent or let's say shared or opened up in a document. Once you are done, I'm going to close the query, save it, and the name for this is going to be extract. Okay, click on next, save, select this, go to external data. If you are to build a chart, you can click on Excel. If there is a scenario that you have to create a chart based on it, you export in Excel because you can only make charts in Excel. If you want to export this in a PDF format, you can click on PDF or XPS. If you are to export this as a document, under more, you will find Word. So click on it, click on Browse, set your location, which is the same folder. It goes by the name extract. Click on rich text format, click on save, and then click on OK to export the document. Now, if you look at my initial folder, this is the extract. Double click on it, it opens up in Microsoft Word. You can make changes to the label if you want, right? So I can change the label for this count of model to number of cars sold. This can be done in the Word document, not in Access. You shouldn't be doing this in Access, renaming it.
तो ये तो फिर मैन्युअली भी बना सकते हैं, तो फंक्शन चेक नहीं हो सकता.
But you will be providing your database along with your documents. So your database is going to be checked. You cannot do this manually. You have to export this through Access. All right. So this was the solution to your exercise 6.